record. Okay, this is problem on page 396, number 13. Page 396, number 13. This is a mixture problem, and there's a couple things that are confusing. You're looking at a mixture of zinc and copper to make brass. But so I would start by defining a variable which is based on what you're trying to find. And that's what I would do in any word problem. So pick your favorite letter, and I would say that's the ounces of zinc, simply because that's the last sentence of the problem and that's what it's asking you to find. So just let X be the ounces of zinc. And then I think what's confusing is nowhere in the equation, you don't need to use 45% of zinc. And I think that's what's confusing. So originally when I did this problem, I was doing, this is the percent of copper, 55%. And I was using, and if you just focus on copper only, which is what you should do, you would just say 55% is, you have, is 25 over 25 plus X. And you could have looked that up in the Big Ideas solution, but let me label these. So this is the percent of copper. On the bottom is the total amount of both, because you're given that you already have 25 ounces of, the problem says that you have 25 ounces of copper, and then you're adding X, which is the ounces of zinc. So in the denominator is the total amount that you have. And this 25 is just the amount of copper. And so aside from the variable that you're trying to solve for, nowhere in the problem do you actually see the 45% zinc. But by doing this equation, you don't need the 45% of zinc will happen just by looking at the percent of copper. If something is 55% copper and it's both copper and zinc, then it'll end up being 45% zinc. So my mistake when I was originally trying to solve this, so don't write this down, was I was trying to also add 0.45 X or something like that, because I really wanted to use the 45% somewhere. But it's actually pure, the X is pure ounces of zinc. It's 100% zinc. So there's no copper in that, in the zinc. So you would not do that. Are there questions about the equation? I'm gonna stop the recording. Somehow going to stop the recording. The recording is over. I'm just looking for the stop button. Oh, there it is. Still looking for stop. Oh, there it is. Stop recording.